Cricbits and pieces, and an expert panel.
So, hello. Welcome to another episode of Cricbits and Pieces. India is playing South Africa on Sunday, and it's an important match in terms of how the group shapes up to semi-final. India versus South Africa. It's going to be an interesting match as well. Perth में मुकाबला है South Africa की bowling attack, लंबे चौड़े fast bowlers, और India का batting might, of course, is something that is to look forward to. So today on Cricbits and Pieces, we'll discuss how do we see India versus South Africa unfolding on Sunday. So welcoming our regular panelist, Rohit bhai, welcome. Rahul Parashar, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So with that context, India versus South Africa, Sunday, important for India, very important for Pakistan, of course, after their stellar performance against Zimbabwe, led primarily by Heatherly. With that, opening up the floor, anyone who wants to take it away.
Right, bhai.
Ajit bhai, I think tomorrow's match is more important for South Africa than India. Because South Africa has shared points with Zimbabwe. And if they lose tomorrow, basically they are losing 3 points out of the potential 10 that any team can have in this. And then it will become very tricky because unka Pakistan wala match baki hai. So from the point of view of Zimbabwe, South Africa, they would definitely like to win this match. As far as India is concerned, see, I think India would be very happy that this match is going to happen in Perth. And the reason for that is, my personal thinking is over the last few years, Indian batters struggle when the pitch is slow. And if you look at this match against Netherlands also, हम लोग पहले 10 ओवर में we were struggling because timing नहीं हो रही थी, ball थोड़ा slow आ रहा था. Perth pitch would be very much, I would say, true. And all our people, all the players, that is Rohit, Kohli, Hardik Pandya, all of them will enjoy this thing. They would enjoy. I would tell you why not, Rahul. I'll come to that point. But I think for us, important match, of course, we would like to win and basically guarantee ourselves a position in semi-finals. Ki bhai hum log ja rahe hain. And definitely we'll do good. There is no doubt. And this is my thinking right now about this tomorrow's match.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be South Africa's bowling against our batting, for sure. Perth may, more than the pace, I think it's the bounce that is disconcerting. That additional few inches is the difference between middling the ball and the ball like taking the shoulder of your bat and going through to the keeper, right? I would be curious to see how our middle order fares. I'm not as concerned about our top three, like Rahul ke saath jo bhi concerns hain, he'll come around, I'd like to believe. But like Rohit Sharma ho gaya, Virat Kohli ho gaya, I don't see them struggling too much against a ball that is bouncing more than what you would get at other places. I think they're more than capable batsmen to be able to handle it. I would like to see how Hardik Pandya fare against some kind of hostile bowling. Because for me, that will set the tone for the rest of the tournament. If our batsmen in the middle order struggle against Rabada and make no mistake, there will be hostile bowling from their side. If they struggle against it, there's no way we're winning the World Cup. So that is what I would like to look forward to. I hope our batsmen can adapt, because everything I saw in the last game against Pakistan, both Surya, although against Netherlands was again, in his flamboyant touch as usual, but against Pakistan, I had some doubts about them being able to cope against the bouncing ball against good quality fast bowling. And if that continues into the match with South Africa tomorrow, I don't see our prospects as being too bright in the rest of the tournament, because some team or the other will expose it.
So again, India versus South Africa in Perth, interesting match, of course. What I see is it is primarily between South Africa bowling and our batting, as Parashar, what you said. But what is good for India or in favor of India is that on that kind of pitch, even our bowling will become much better, right? Because we can also extract that extra pace. Pandya, of course, will be one of our enforcer who will try to do that along with Shami, right? Shami already स्किडी बॉलर है, तेज तो निकलेगा ही उसका टप्पा खाके. अगर वो एक्स्ट्रा बाउंस भी अगर वहां से एक्सट्रैक्ट कर पाया पर्थ में और पिच के हिसाब से, तो इट विल बी रियली रियली इंपॉर्टेंट. और पर्थ में हम लोग मैचेस जीते आ रहे हैं बिकॉज ऑफ दैट, कि हमारा जो बॉलिंग जो यूजुअली उतना थ्रेटनिंग नहीं लगता है, बट इन अ कंड्यूसिव एनवायरनमेंट वी बिकम दैट मच मोर क्या बोलते हैं उसको, लीथल, राइट? अर्शदीप इन पर्थ will also be an interesting watch, क्योंकि अर्शदीप already uses bouncer really well. पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट भी he showed कि बढ़िया बाउंसर, एकदम एक्यूरेट टान के मारता है. तो होपफुली पर्थ पिच should help our bowling as well, because साउथ अफ्रीका की बैटिंग भी बहुत अच्छी जा रही है. राइली रूसो, क्विंटन डी कॉक, आई थिंक बवूमा को आउट ना करना will be a good strategy, क्योंकि फिर राइली रूसो आ जाता है.
I think Quinton de Kock coming back into form is a good sign for South Africa. Like
Kock,
beach mein he was struggling a lot,
yeah,
but he's back.
Yes, he's fairly back, and Riley Russo is an amazing batter. लगातार 2 सेंचुरी मार के आ रहा है वो भी, तो वो अलग लेवल ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस पे होगा. एंड राइली रुसो के बाद उनके पास कौन है?
David Miller.
David Miller is
pretty
of
good.
course undoubtedly one of the best finishers who has been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
तो डेविड मिलर तो ऑफ कोर्स है ही. और ये लोग ना, मतलब साउथ अफ्रीका का बैटिंग में एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, जैसे बाकी टीम्स को ना हम अपने स्पिनर से फंसा लेते हैं, रोक लेते हैं. दीज पीपल, राइट, डेविड मिलर, राइली रसो, क्विंटन डिकॉक, ये लोग स्पिनर को भी उतना ही बेदर्दी से मारने का बूता रखते हैं, राइट? सो दैट वे इट विल बी रियली इंटरेस्टिंग. टू रियली
I think what will be interesting to see. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what our bowling lineup is going to look like in the match. And I want to open this up to the two of you. Like, we went in with Ashwin in the previous match, which worked out well for us, both on the bowling front and that last boundary that he hit. But going into this match on a bouncy wicket, and for me, I feel bouncy wickets are generally more favorable to wrist spinners than they are to finger spinners. At least that's what I have observed, just watching it. And थोड़ा बहुत जो हम लोग खेले हैं मैटिंग पे, so that's been sort of my experience. So would you go in? It's a question to you. Would you go in with somebody like Ashwin, given कि उनके पास all the batsmen that we're talking about, most of them are like left-handers, or would you go in with somebody like a Chahal or even Bishnoi? I think he's also in the squad. Like, both of them good quality wrist spinners. Would you go in with somebody like that?
Okay, I'll answer this. See, PB bhai, पर्थ में 2 मैच हुए हैं. One was England versus Afghanistan and another one was Sri Lanka versus Australia. Now, दोनों मैचेस में one very peculiar observation was that in Afghanistan versus England, Afghanistan के तीनों spinners ने they did very good. Rashid, Nabi and Muzib. Whereas Sri Lanka versus Australia में the number 1 bowler कुछ दिन पहले तक थे Hazaranga, मतलब he was hit for more than 50 runs in 3 overs. Whereas on the other side, Australia had Ashton Agar. That day, Zampa was not playing. They had COVID ho gaya tha. They played safe. And you know, when do people play safe? When they are knowing कि भाई आज के मैच में इसको नहीं भी खिलाएंगे तो चल जाएगा. My observation is that those wrist spinners who give a lot of loop and everything, they are not working well in Perth. Again, sample set is very small, only 2 matches. That's one of the things. Number 2, see, going by the statements of the Indian team management, it seems very, very clear that हम लोग अश्विन की बैटिंग को बहुत हद तक देख रहे हैं. हम चाह रहे हैं कि he remains at number 8. We want him because we don't want कि number 8 से आपका talented 4 number 11 आ जाए. वो हम नहीं चाहते. तो अश्विन की बैटिंग को भी देख रहे हैं. So I personally think we are not going to make any changes in our lineup. We would go ahead with the same 6 bowlers, including Hardik Pandya, and that is the thing I see it. And see, in fact, I'll tell you about even the South Africans. They might even think about dropping Shamshi and may not go with the wrist spin because of the history of Perth. That's the thing. I see it.
Yes, I will like to add a little here कि पर्थ में पाकिस्तान जिम्बाब्वे भी हुआ था एंड
हाँ, of
वहां
course.
पर शादाब खेल रहे थे और सिकंदर रजा थे इधर से, दोनों 3-3 विकेट लिए। सिकंदर रजा ऑफ स्पिनर है, शादाब खान लेग स्पिनर है, और मेरे ख्याल से अश्विन विल स्कोर ओवर चहल प्राइमरीली बिकॉज ही कैन गिव समथिंग इन बैटिंग, एंड साउथ अफ्रीका जैसी टीम के खिलाफ यू विल लाइक टू बोल्स्टर योर बैटिंग एज वेल, एटलीस्ट जस्ट टू बी सेफ, कि अगर जरूरत पड़े लास्ट के क्रूशियल मोमेंट पे तो अश्विन कैन एटलीस्ट स्टैंड अलोंग विद समवन एल्स हु इज देयर। एंड अश्विन का पर्थ में रिकॉर्ड मेरे ख्याल से ठीक ही रहा है। आई थिंक वन ऑफ द वार्म अप मैचेस आल्सो ही डिड वेल व्हिच वी प्लेड इन पर्थ, तो उस हिसाब से आई थिंक अश्विन विल बी प्लेइंग प्राइमरी बिकॉज इंडिया जीत भी रहा है, उतना कुछ मेजर जरूरत नहीं है चेंज करने की, तो आई आल्सो सी अश्विन प्लेइंग।
How about Akshar Patel? How about
No,
Akshar Patel?
Akshar
Do you
will
see a
play because
space for him against?
again his batting is something,
I'll
left
tell you
handed भी
one-
है और बैटिंग भी है और बॉलिंग भी कर सकता है, तो that way अक्षर पटेल in the lineup
नहीं,
is
अजीत भाई, एक
हाँ,
और पॉइंट,
हाँ,
चहल एंड अश्विन दोनों ही थोड़े कमजोर फील्डर्स हैं।
बहुत कमजोर फील्डर्स है।
आप अक्षर पटेल इन दैट अमाउंट इज मच मोर सेफ, मतलब आप नहीं चाहते कि आपके फील्ड में दो लोगों को छिपाते आप फिर, दैट इज अ बिग हेडेक इन बिग ग्राउंड्स,
इन बिग ग्राउंड,
so that is also, you know, tipping the scale in favor of Akshar Patel. And Akshar Patel,
When I said Akshar Patel, I wasn't saying Akshar Patel ki jagah you play a spinner. I was thinking more along the lines of you drop Akshar Patel and you bring somebody like Rishabh Pant in and bolster your batting.
no, I'll come to
On
this
a
again.
wicket like Perth, against a bowling unit as formidable as South Africa's, I don't see Akshar Patel as a batsman, honestly.
हाँ, see, my only point is कि आप 6 बॉलर्स को हटाकर 5 पे जाते हैं, तो ऑन एनी डे अगर कोई एक भी खराब करता है तो आपका रिजर्व है विराट कोहली,
Sure.
जो कि आई थिंक इज अ वेरी बिग गैम्बल, बहुत बड़ा गैम्बल है वो। मतलब पाकिस्तान इंडिया वाले मैच में देख चुका है कि उनके पास छठा ऑप्शन ही नहीं था, तो 20वां ओवर किससे करा रहे हैं, तो नवाज से करा रहे हैं, कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है। तो मेरे हिसाब से ये लोग कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं करेंगे एटलीस्ट इन दिस मैच, कि 6 वाले पे रखेंगे। रही बात ऋषभ पंत की, सी आई विल टेल यू, आई वुड लाइक हिम टू बी इन द टीम फॉर 2 रीजंस। नंबर 1, आई वुड प्ले हिम इंस्टेड ऑफ राहुल। एक तो आपका ओपनिंग लेफ्टी राइटी होता है, राहुल सीम्स टू बी टच अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट, both the matches, the performance that he gave was not that great. Number 2, I'll tell you, पता नहीं आप लोग इस चीज को ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, दिनेश कार्तिक is not a great keeper, not a very safe cricketer, keeper. In when we talk about the spinners, keeping spinners के खिलाफ दिनेश कार्तिक, yes, last match also he missed 2 very easy stumpings, I would say. So there what happens is you replace your keeper, Rishabh Pant comes, दिनेश कार्तिक is a good fielder, outfield में भी बहुत बढ़िया फील्डिंग करता है। Also one more thing happens is you are testing your one more player, सेमीफाइनल में जाके टेस्ट नहीं करना पड़ेगा जब 5 मैच कोई फेल कर गया है, you are testing him in the 3rd or 4th match only. Of course some people may say कि राहुल के कॉन्फिडेंस को बहुत बड़ा धक्का लगेगा and all that, but then the whole thing is if we test now and if we think about one more option, this is something that I would do. So only change if I have to make, I would be making Rahul की जगह पे Pant.
Yeah, good, logically explained reason, of course, but I don't think they will make that big a change अभी यहाँ पर. I don't see them doing that. आगे के 2 मैच we have Bangladesh and Zimbabwe. If at all they want to experiment, I think they will experiment there. अगर ये मैच हम जीत गए, then more or less we are through to semi-finals. Then we can take a little back. हम लोग अपना बैटिंग लाइनअप में ऊपर नीचे करना चाहें, कोहली से भी ओपन करा के ट्राई कर सकते हैं, it doesn't matter. पांड्या पंत कार्तिक हमारा लोअर मिडिल ऑर्डर टाइप का रहेगा, तो it does not hurt at all. 4, 5, 6 पे followed by अक्षर of course. तो 4, 5, 6, 7 स्ट्रॉन्ग इनफ है। कोहली से ओपन करा सकते हैं, सूर्या को 3 पे कर सकते हैं, वैसा भी कर सकते हैं। आई थिंक दे विल एक्सपेरिमेंट अ बिट इफ दे विन दिस वन, बट इस मैच में तो मेरे को कोई चेंज नहीं लग रहा। सिमिलरली फॉर साउथ अफ्रीका आल्सो आई डोंट सी एनी चेंज एक्सेप्ट फॉर शम्सी, बट शम्सी की जगह किसको खिलाएंगे वो लोग?
नहीं, बेसिकली बात ये है ना कि शमशी का परफॉर्मेंस बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं रहा है. ऑफ कोर्स मतलब लास्ट मैच बांग्लादेश के खिलाफ था, ही वाज गुड इन दैट मैच, बट शमशी ओवरऑल पिछले कुछ दिनों से हिज परफॉर्मेंस हैज नेवर बीन दैट ग्रेट. प्लस आई विल टेल यू, अगेंस्ट अस शमशी का परफॉर्मेंस और ज्यादा खराब हो जाता है. सो इफ गिवन एन अपॉर्चुनिटी, मे बी लुंगी इज सिटिंग आउटसाइड, और लुंगी नहीं लाना है तो आप, बिकॉज यू हैव रबाडा, यू हैव पार्नेल, यू हैव नोकिया, आपके पास एक और है मार्को जैनसन. आप मार्को जैनसन को लेके आ जाइए. He gives you batting also at number 7 and 8. Plus, along with that, he is very tall, can exploit the bounce that Perth will offer to him. And हम लोग थोड़ा सा left armers के खिलाफ, we have our openers and even the middle order has struggled. So I think maybe if given an opportunity, he should be dropped, and I would bring Marco Jansen before Lungi also there. That's the thing that my thinking would be.
Yeah, Marco Jansen will be a good call. Interesting one. Left arm angle, tall. Of course, पर का pitch bounce extra मिलेगा ही उसको. और yeah, that is what may happen. But match will be really interesting because both the teams are kind of pretty balanced and doing well in recent past. तो उस हिसाब से I see that match to be a cracker. Sorry, Parashar, you were saying something?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing our fast bowlers adapt to this. Especially when you started off, you mentioned Arshdeep, right? Arshdeep is an out-and-out swing bowler, right? He's quick. At the end of the day, he's quick for a swing bowler, like 135, 137 pe phegega, and which is enough speed to trouble any batsman in the world, right? If you're getting it right. I would like to see how he adapts to Perth conditions. There's a tendency when you get all that pace and bounce to get carried away and ball patakna, like our bowlers have done that in the past. Like jab Devashish Mohanty, Venkatesh Prasad nahi manta tha, to yaar Arshdeep to is far like a couple of yards quicker than them. Like usko to ekdam hi nahi manna chahiye. So I'd like to see how he adapts to it. Does he get to ball too short? ऐसा है नहीं कि South African जो batsmen है, they are going to struggle against short bowling. Like they are pretty adept at it. So the onus will be on somebody like a Mohammad Shami and all this the experienced, more senior players around him to make sure that he's, obviously a lot of this is speculation. For all you know, he comes in and he's like doing bowls a spell which seems like he's been doing this for ages, but that's a risk generally with an up and coming fast bowler going in and getting the kind of conditions and getting carried away. So that's where I think our experienced players will have to nudge him in the right direction and guide him if needed.
Yeah, but Arshdeep has shown that he can use the short one really well. Arshdeep actually swing जब से नया ball करना शुरू किया तब से we have seen this side of his bowling. But primarily IPL में भी और शुरुआत में when he came into the team, right? उस समय भी when Bumrah and Bhuvi both were around, he was primarily doing the death bowling, and वहाँ पर he was using Yorkers primarily and बीच में short ball को mix करता था. That's what he's been doing. तो swing तो उसका अभी नया ball के बाद देखना शुरू है.
बोलते तुम बुमराह याद दिला दिए साला. कल पर्थ में मैच होगा, बुमराह नहीं है हमारा. बताइए क्या तरीका है यार.
इस पूरे डिस्कशन में 3 पॉइंट हम ऐड करेंगे, जिसमें एक पहले ही से अजीत भाई बोल चुके हैं. वन इज द फॉर्म ऑफ बबूमा, तो जितनी देर वो क्रीज पे है हमारे लिए बेहतर है. नंबर 2, साउथ अफ्रीका का एक मेजर प्रॉब्लम है, दे डोंट हैव अ सिक्स्थ बॉलर. Markram is their 6th designated bowler. That is a big problem for them, because Decock है, Babuma है, तीसरे पे रिली रोसो है, चौथे पर आपका माकरम है, पांचवे पे डेविड मिलर है, छठे पे स्टब्स है. So the second thing is कि उनके पास कोई छठा ऑप्शन के तौर पे माकरम है. So I'm very much sure कि 2 स्पिनर लेके आना तो इनके लिए बहुत खतरा हो जाएगा. अगर एक को मारा हमने तो वो तो भागल, मतलब कहां जाएंगे भगवान जाने. और थर्ड थिंग है, जिम्बाब्वे वाले मैच में ये लोग 51 पे नो लॉस, दोनों ओपनर ही रह गए. कल वाले मैच में भी जब बांग्लादेश के खिलाफ मैच हुआ, कल या परसों, जब भी परसों, तो वहां भी एक मेजर चीज ये हुआ कि रिली रोसो और डिकॉक पूरा खेल गए. और जब ये दोनों खेल रहे थे, द प्रोजेक्टेड स्कोर वाज इन द रेंज ऑफ 225 प्लस. और बाद में माकरम डेविड मिलर, स्टब्स, इन सबों से रन नहीं बन रहा था। परफॉर्म मतलब बहुत ज्यादा, मतलब 2 मैचेस में इनको मिला नहीं है मौका, इनके भी मिडिल ऑर्डर को बिल्कुल भी मौका नहीं मिला इनके मिडिल ऑर्डर को, which is again not very great when you are looking at them. So I personally think they will drop one of the spinners, bring one of their pacers, strengthen their batting a bit. Of course, बमुआ अगर तेज है तो बाहर रह के भी वर्ल्ड कप जीतने का सोच सकते हैं. That is not a very bad option because he's not Mark Beerley कि भाई इतना बेहतरीन कप्तान है कि 22 का भी एवरेज होगा फिर भी हम टेस्ट मैच खेलेंगे ही. So South Africa have big problems and we only have to exploit them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So are you Rohit bhai, are you arguing that Bavuma is the next Haider Ali?
See, Bavuma के केस में there are a lot of socio-political factors that compel him to be in the team. A black cricketer whom everybody wants to succeed, that he should succeed. There is a lot of things. He's a good guy. There is nothing.
He's an
against
exceptional
it.
fielder. At least he's got that going.
Exceptional fielder. Plus, he's a very good man manager. The way he handled last time Deacock ka wo racism wale mein not taking the knee, the way he handled, he has brought the team closer also. Nothing against him. Only thing is, as a batsman, I don't see him being preferred over Reza Hendricks. Hendricks भी आपका color cricketer है. And he is performing at a strike rate of more than 140s. बहुत form में है. Even हमारे खिलाफ जब अभी T20 अभी ये लोग खेल के गए 3 मैचेस यहाँ पे, it was very clear that they should, मतलब Bavuma is not fitting in this. One of the things.
Where do you see Bavuma batting in that lineup?
See, he has to be the opener. There is no other place because he does not have the power game. वो ऐसा नहीं है कि वो छक्का मार के आपको जिता देगा. He needs that those first 6 overs जब field restrictions हैं, he can मतलब थोड़ा चिप भी कर दिए, बाहर में टप्पा खा गया, 2-3 टप्पा में आप.
The reason I ask is because Bavuma के साथ, if we start comparing him to the previous captain like a Graham Smith, then we have a problem because he's not nearly at the same level as a batsman. Bavuma for me is in that more of a Jonty Rhodes wala mold, who can bat a little, is an exceptional fielder and can lead a side if needed. And Jonty Rhodes, I don't know how well he would have done in a T20 format, but Jonty Rhodes, I wouldn't see him batting at number 1 or 2. He was probably somebody I would see batting at 5, 6, 7. Jahan pe he's coming in, even though he's not capable of hitting the big shots, he's probably a guy who can exploit the large boundaries in Australia and who can get you runs at 120, 125 by just playing those lap shots and the reverse sweeps and the pushing the ball into gap and getting those 2s and 3s. That's the mold that I see Bavuma more in. If he has to be in the side, why open with him?
But Bavuma range is not as huge as Jonty Rhodes in batting. He's not capable of doing the innovation in batting. की lap shot खेल दे रहे हैं, ऐसा आड़ा टेढ़ा पल्ला लगा दे रहे हैं, because he's a test batter, proper test batter, technique वाला batter है. तो वो Jonty Rhodes वाला role I don't think कर पाएगा. Is what
Plus एक और चीज है ना, आप बबुमा को नीचे लाते हैं तो ओपन किससे कराते हैं? माकरम है आपका ऑप्शन, और माकरम ओपनिंग में उतना अच्छा नहीं किया है, तो आपने उसको तो खुद नीचे लाए हैं. आप मतलब एक प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए उसको नीचे लाए, तो एक प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए दूसरा प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर रहे हैं फिलहाल अगर आप लेके आते हैं.
रोहित भाई, बट आपका ये पूरा सुनने के बाद मेरे दिमाग में जो आ रहा है वो ये है कि बेसिकली बाबूमा इज नॉट जस्ट हैदर अली, ही इज बाबर आजम एंड हैदर अली मिक्स्ड इनटू वन. आर्ग्यू तो आप यही कर रहे हैं.
बाबर आजम बहुत रन बना देता है.
बाबर आजम बहुत रन बनाता है. बाबर आजम बढ़िया बैट्समैन रन देगा, वो पाकिस्तान को भी बहुत रन देगा, वो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
देखिए ओवरऑल एक ही चीज है, मजा आना चाहिए, बारिश नहीं होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि पर्थ में उम्मीद है कि पर्थ में बारिश तो नहीं होगी. अच्छा संडे बीतना चाहिए, मतलब जिसमें हम लोग जीतेंगे, बहुत अच्छे तरीके से जीतेंगे, और शायद जो 1-2 प्रॉब्लम अगर राहुल खेलते हैं, होपफुली राहुल और रोहित रन बनाए, बिकॉज इट्स नीडेड. आप विदाउट ओपन मतलब रोहित रन बनाया है नेदरलैंड
100%.
मतलब ये दिस इज द मैच, क्योंकि इसके बाद फिर अब अफगानिस्तान और बांग्लादेश के खिलाफ रन बना के अगर आप चाहते हैं कि हम सेमीफाइनल में कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ जाएं, तो वो नहीं होगा. सो आई रियली वांट कि इन दिस मैच आवर ओपनर्स डू गुड, एंड आई वुड मतलब जो भी हमारा अभी बॉलिंग में उतना भी कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है कि एकदम कुछ बहुत बड़ा होल है, but batting में ये जो है ना कि मतलब at least Rahul has to make the runs. And if nothing, then I would also want कि थोड़ा Dinesh Karthik को भी मिले मौका, because he has
to your
also
point, I'm more curious in watching our middle order, like how they stack up against South Africa's bowling. Openers, I hopefully चलेंगे at some point. उनके skill पे उतना ज़्यादा नहीं है, more कि मतलब समय खराब चल रहा वाला हिसाब हो गया. Nobody can question Rahul का and Rohit Sharma का skills at this point. It's more about the current form and things going their way versus not. जो middle order हमारा है, I would like to see them fare well against South Africa. I'm hopeful, but let's see.
Yeah, it's cracker of a match at our hands. Hopefully we'll have a good Sunday. 3 matches on the day, and India versus South Africa, big ticket match. All right. On that note, thank you for tuning in and listening to our discussion. Feel free to share your thoughts with us in any which ways you find appropriate. Bagi, thank you, Rohit bhai. Thank you, Rahul Parashar, for joining.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
That's all from
Sure.
Cricbits and Pieces today. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cricbits and Pieces, an unexpert panel.